And speaking of fear, we've lightly touched on this before, but honestly, I think fear is the enemy of travel. And I have been a victim of it as much as anyone. I haven't been to Asia because I don't speak the languages at all. And it's so far away and it's so different that I'm a little fearful. Not going to lie. I would like to go to Asia someday. And that's a new thing for me to say because I've largely said, oh, no, I have no interest. But, I'm thinking like I want to go to Thailand. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe Japan. That'd be all right. Singapore, something. There's some places in Asia that I'm warming to the idea of traveling to. I think that if I were to do it, I would like to go with someone who's been there before. But that's how I'm managing my fear. Because I have to acknowledge that, yeah, it's my fear that I wouldn't be able to function due to language barriers and cultural differences. And so I'm doing these podcasts and I'm talking in these videos about how, like, don't let fear hold you back. And yet I'm kind of was a little hypocritical there. I was letting fear hold me back. So I think that's something that I would like to conquer at some point. Go to places I haven't been, but like beyond North America. We've been very North America focused on this channel since 2010 because we've only done 2 trips to Europe, 2005 and 2010. Other than that, it's been North America pretty much all the time. So I would like to get to Australia. I would like to get to Asia at some point. Maybe within the next year to one of those would be nice. If life circumstances allow for it, I would very much like to do that. And so, but that's the thing is like, how much does fear... Take a moment and ask yourself, be honest with yourself. Take a moment of honesty and be like, what am I afraid of doing? Particularly with regards to travel, because that's what we're all about here. But if it's something else, telling that person you like them, applying for that promotion, whatever it might be, how much is fear holding you back? And are you benefiting from doing that at all? Is it really keeping you safe, or is it just preventing you from having experiences that could equip you to solve problems in the future? You might actually be giving yourself a disadvantage by staying within your comfort zone. So having some rational fear, I suppose, is a fine word, but taking rational precautions to protect yourself, that's fine. We've talked about how safe is places like Belize and Cozumel in the past, and we give you some advice, and some of it is based around protecting yourself. So be practical, absolutely. But I just really is the fear holding you back? Are you drawing the line in the right place? I don't know. I think even for myself, with all of the travel that I've been doing, I may have been drawing the line in the wrong place, and I want to move it. I want to expand it a little bit, push it a little bit further. And if we can help you in any way, if there's a place you want to go, maybe we've been, or we know something about, feel free, send us an email, team@vacationimpossible.ca. Reach out to us on Twitter, @vacimpossible. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. What is something that you think you might want to do, but fear is kind of holding you back? And what is the fear? Is it fear of being the victim of a crime or an accident? Or is it like me that I just thought maybe I wouldn't be able to function? I don't know. But if we can help you, because the enemy of fear is information. In the absence of genuine information, people will imagine the worst almost every single time. And the human mind is so powerful, and our imaginations are so powerful. And fear uses that power against us, where we imagine the worst, the craziest stuff, which in the moment, it doesn't feel crazy, and I appreciate that. It feels tangible and terrifying. I get it. I really do. I've struggled with it myself. It wasn't until 2013, when I met some people when traveling that really kind of inspired me to expand my boundaries as well. In 2013 was when I started going to places like, Jamaica, for example. And, if you read about Kingston, there's tons of things to be afraid of in Jamaica. We weren't on that part of the island the few times I've been. But that was sort of a thing where I just I met some people, I met somebody who was just so incredibly brave when it came to that. And that's a weird word, I think, sometimes to use when travel, because travel is enjoyment, right? You're having fun. But it takes a little bravery. Let's acknowledge that. Let's just call it what it is. It does take a little bit of bravery to go somewhere you've never been. And so that inspired me to start expanding my horizons. And that's how I ended up going to places like Cozumel and Costa Maya and the Bahamas and Grand Cayman and Grand Turk and just so many places that I probably wouldn't have been. Belize. I joke that I traveled to get rid of my geographic ignorance. If you had asked me 10 years ago where Belize is, I probably would have guessed Europe, and I would have been comically wrong. For the record, it's, sort of in the Caribbean, the east coast of Mexico, basically. It's another country just east of Mexico. And so I've been there a couple of times. And I couldn't be more glad that I did that. I'm so glad that I ran into, people and someone to inspire me to expand my horizons a little bit. So if there's any chance that I can pay that forward and help other people increase their comfort, answer their questions, or maybe just ask you, like, what are you afraid of that's holding you back, and how reasonable is it? And like I said, information is the enemy of fear. And so we're here to tell you, and maybe to show you in our videos as well, that you can walk around Cozumel and it'll be fine. It's not a guarantee or anything, but odds are it's going to be fine. So, hey, I am as much a coward as anyone when it comes to these things, and I push myself just a little bit, and it works out almost every single time. And in retrospect, I feel a little silly. I was afraid of Cozumel. I was afraid for my life in Cozumel, just walking around a rundown part of town. And then after I came home, I did research and realized there's virtually no violent crime on that island. I had nothing to be afraid of. My anxiety was up for no good reason. And so the information, the next time I'm in Cozumel, walking around, I'm more relaxed, I'm more comfortable, I'm having more fun. And I'm getting, as a result, more value out of the money I've spent on my travel. So, be safe, be practical, but maybe every now and then reevaluate where you're drawing that line, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's a rant, or you could call this proselytizing or whatever, getting a little preachy, but it's just looking back over what I've done over the years, the few times that I've decided to be brave, to, talk to that person who I thought was out of my league, to go to that place that I thought I, might not do great in. I look back and I smile. You can see it on my face if you're watching this on YouTube. I look back on those moments and I feel pride and I smile. I feel a little embarrassed that it took me so long, but really just have a little faith. Do some research. We're here to help as much as we can. But maybe that's another sort of challenge I can issue, a Vacation Impossible challenge. Because I would like to commit to, and I don't know that I can, but I'm going to try sometime in the next year to do something new, something I've never done before. I mean, I'm on the tail end of a 17-day road trip, most of which were places I've never been. But I want to keep it going. So something starting, in 2 days' time for like the next year, I want to find one place that legitimately scares me a little and go there. Australia, Asia, I don't know, something. And if you can join me in that and challenge yourself, go somewhere you've never been before, it might just be the most amazing thing you've ever found. Might not. One of the reasons I travel is I like to see different ways of living, different cultures, things like that. And part of it is completely selfish. And it's not just entertainment value. It's so that what if their speed of light suits me better? What if they have a way of doing things that I could adopt, that I could use, that I could consider? It might just give me a perspective. It could be like, wow, the small town's really small. If I make a mistake, everyone knows and they never forget. So I'm super glad I live in a big town. That's reaffirming that I've made good choices for myself. That's not bad. Or it could be like, hey, you know what? The speed of life, in Iowa or wherever, it's a little slower. There's a little bit more space. Maybe that's what I want. I don't know. And so, it's nice to gain perspective, and also 17 days without all of my stuff back home makes me realize that I can do very well without my stuff back home. Except my editing computer. I need that to get videos out for you fine people. So anyways, that's my scree about fear, is to just, don't give it all the power. Don't let it hold you back from having wonderful experiences, your next, great adventure, your next great romance, your next great job, career choice, whatever it is. Protect yourself, be safe, be reasonable, but don't let fear hold you back. And so anywhere you can get a reality check on that, could be doing research about something, or asking a friend or a loved one for an honest opinion, just talking about it. Sometimes talking about it makes a difference. Saying it out loud, saying I was afraid of being murdered in Cozumel. I hear myself say those things, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Now that I hear it out loud, maybe wasn't so reasonable. So don't be afraid of your fear. Protect yourself, but push your boundaries.